Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Hey Sister. Hey Sister, how you doing?
Hi, sister. I'm doing fabulously. Someone looks like they could possibly be on vacation in Miami. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Who could that be? Could it be our sister from another mister, Jessica, who's with us this evening?
Hey, ladies.
What's going on, Jessica? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just, starting the new year off right.
As they say, we're going to start this thing off right. We got Hey Sister in the house tonight. That's what I'm letting y'all know. We are hitting the ground running. That is what tonight's episode is all about. And let me tell you, we have hit the ground running. We got Jody with us tonight. Hey, Jody, how you doing? Hey, we even got our friend Fred. Hey, Fred, we
miss you, friend.
We've been missing you too, love. I'm so glad that you tuned in to us this evening. So as in typical Hey Sister fashion, we ask that you join the conversation in the comments. You like, follow, share, and subscribe, that you are active and engaged in this community as we continue to grow these conversations for sisters, by sisters, and about sisters and misters. And we got some things to talk about tonight. So we have just been through the first full week. The last time we talked, sister, it was New Year's Eve, right? Yes. We've been through the first full week of January 2024. Hey, how have you hit the ground running so far, sister?
I haven't. And I know I suggested that this is where we start. But it's like I put stuff in my mind. I have really good intentions. No, okay. I said I was going to be juicing. I have been juicing almost every day. If I haven't juiced, I've eaten a piece of fruit or a smoothie. So yes, that is how I've done it. Yes, okay. And I walked a few times this week, but I just didn't hit it as hard as I wanted to. But I do have an intro Pilates class tomorrow, and I'm launching products at work.
All right.
Bam, bam.
So that sounds like you hitting the ground running to me. I don't know what the hell you expect, girl.
And I did work on some scripts last night. Okay, bam, bam, bam. Okay.
What does walking look like then?
I mean, Jessica, how you hit the ground running so far these first 7 days?
Look, just like Christina, a sister been in the gym. I started last year because I wanted to be ahead of the curve.
Me too, because by in 3 weeks they all falling off.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to fall off before I go to the gym.
So I've been in the gym, drinking my water because I'm trying to up my intake. And, I posted my first, piece of content in 7 months. So I'm proud of myself. Okay. I'm proud of myself.
Applause all around. She's going to drink water and mind her business.
Liz.
How about that?
Maybe a little bit of yours every now and then, but it's mainly mine.
I got you. I feel you. I feel that.
What about you?
What about me? I have actually, on the 4th, I was blessed to be a part of, it's called Legacy of Excellence, Phenomenal Black Women in Central Florida. It's something of that nature is the title. But the African American Women's History Month Project and the Poinsett Foundation selected 41 women to be in an exhibition. at the Girl Scouts of Citrus and their Women's History Center. And that exhibition launched on the 4th. I got the notification at the end of the last year, and I was like, y'all want me to be in the exhibit? Like, I mean, I appreciate y'all including me in the, 2000, the 25th anniversary of Women Who You Honored, but you chose 40 women, and to be included among that 40, I was like, wow. So I have been in this week in a sense of awe, in a sense of appreciation, in a space of gratitude. I caught the bright line to come down and join one of my childhood friends in celebrating her birthday this weekend in Miami. And all weekend she's been like, I'm a 51-year-old woman. I'm a 51-year-old woman. I was like, God, shut up. We know.
Well, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
A 51-year-old woman.
51-year-old woman. She's tuning in too. And so it's just been.
Well, you gonna say her name? I didn't know if she wanted people to know.
I don't know if you want people to know your name. I don't know. Her name is Marcia Perio Epps. That's right.
Well, you gave it all. You could have just stopped at Marcia.
Yeah, Incognito. Okay. Shh. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, happy birthday, girl. But but nonetheless, it's yes, we have a live studio audience here on this side. So this is the first Hey Sister with a live studio audience. Okay. Just letting y'all know that's how we hitting the ground running in 2024. So 2024 is off to a roaring start. So in the first 7 days, it's been on and popping. I don't know about you, but it's been on and popping. Hey. So if you know anything about numerology, so 2023, when you add those numbers up, you get 7. That was like a year of completion. A lot of things were complete. 2024 is the number 8. That means there'll be a lot of new beginnings, a new revelations, resurrection. That number means so much to people. And baby, did Cat Williams not deliver some revelations?
Well, wait, we jumping the cat first. We're gonna go cat first. I thought we were gonna at least talk about little Gypsy coming out of jail for a second.
We're gonna start with this because there's so many things and gems and nuggets that were said that is a thread and a through line to every other story we talking about tonight.
Okay.
And yes, we got to shout out Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We're going to talk about her.
I'm not saying shout her out.
We're going to talk about her because, she from down them parts where we from. She from down that bayou.
We're going to celebrate that, yes.
We're going to celebrate down the bayou as any time we can celebrate down the bayou. How about that? All right, girls. I'm going to toss it to you first, Jessica. Any key takeaways from Cat Williams' appearance on Club Shay Shay with one Shannon Shaw? First of all, if you haven't seen it, I don't know where you live in America.
Because what number we said is at now?
It is over what?
30 million.
Over 30 million views since Thursday.
Yes.
Cat Williams, let me start. I'm sorry, Jessica. We're gonna get back. Cat Williams, please, if you would like to come on Hey Sister.
Please, Cat. Because this is a space for truth.
And honesty.
We have a space for truth to be told. We've always created that space.
Come on over to Hey Sister. We don't need 30 million, but we'll take it. But I also take 5 million. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take 1,000. Whatever you want to bless us with, because really your presence is the gift. Okay.
It is the presence. Yes. Okay, Jessica, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Listen, first let me say, I had to go to work the next day. I did not care that I had an early meeting. I stayed up as long as it took to watch that video. My husband and I went from the living room to the bedroom, and we transferred it over into the bedroom because we were not going to miss it. I needed to watch it in one sitting. I needed no breaks. I needed all of the information. Why? I don't know, but I needed it. It was everything. And my main takeaway, I don't want Cat Williams knowing any of my business. None of it. None of it. Don't put me on the show when Cat Williams comes on Hey Sister. Please, sir. I am a fan. Don't tell any of my business, please.
Okay. Sister, what is your key takeaway?
Well, let me say that if starting 2024 with a comedian beef was certainly not on my bingo card. If I had thought that it would be, I definitely wouldn't have thought it would have evolved like this. I have literally sat here and asked myself, when have we seen an epic beef like this? And I feel like not since the likes of Biggie and Tupac, and to this degree. And I hope, obviously, we don't want it to escalate to that point, but it just was like, Cat had some things on his mind, and he had to get them off. I think the key takeaway for me is there are those I know who are like, why is he saying all of this? Why is he hating on these other comedians? Why is he telling business that ain't maybe not his to tell? I think the long and short of it is sometimes you just get tired. And when somebody puts your name in their mouth one too many times, it's like, in the words of Usher, if I'm going to tell it, I got to tell it all. And I really think that at the end of the day, this is a man who is very passionate about the work that he does. And look, we've all worked in corporate America at some time. As Black women, we've had those experiences where we'll have an idea, we'll say something, somebody else says the same exact thing, and it's like, that is awesome, that was brilliant. We've had those times where we've done work, we've worked really hard on projects and done things, and people feel like it's okay to take credit for them. We've had those times where we knew the work that we put into something, and somebody said, that should have been mine. I should have been the one who got that promotion. I should have been the one who
that was easy.
Or that was easy. And I just think the brother was like, one too many times. And now I got to say something. So that was my key takeaway. Now, there was plenty of others, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it.
Well, let me start off with some of my favorite quotables, because if ever was there a quotable experience. See, because here's what I'm saying. Listen, there were, people like, well, everything he said was true. He wasn't accurate. When have you ever done an interview or talked for over 2 hours straight and was absolutely 100% accurate on everything you said? I want y'all to think about that first, okay? Who has not misspoken at a point in time? But even with every person's rebuttal or answer or clarification, all of the clarifying that I have been seeing has not taken away, diminish the core, the essence, the essential truth of what he was saying. Because of course he's a comedian. He made it funny. He punched it up. He had some jokes to go along with it, of course. But the essence, that truth. Because my brother said the truth don't need motivation. I ain't had that much to drink because I'm in my clear. The truth don't need motivation. It reminded me of my good brother, Donald Naylor, who said the truth is not afraid of inquiry. That was my favorite quote of 2023 from my good brother. But the truth don't need motivation. That's one of my favorites. Let me give you another one of my favorites. I don't do nothing for clout. I don't even recognize clout. Ooh, what you say right there, honey? He said, I'm standing on my standard. Oh, when have you ever had to stand on your standard? Because I don't care about what you doing over there, because this is my standard. Oh, what? Let me see. He said the truth is the light. All lies being exposed in 2024. We said 2024 was a new beginning. Oops, okay. I'm just saying, those are some of my favorite quotes. And wait, here, let me get some more.
I know you got the one where he told Shannon about his alliance with losers.
He said, okay, the first part where he said you have an unnatural allegiance to losers. And that's not like you at all. I thought that was hilarious. But he also said winners are not allowed to let losers rewrite history. And we're going to talk about the January 6th anniversary that we just have passed. And those of you, please don't let the losers try to rewrite history, okay? Because that's what they're trying to do in the next election cycle. Don't get it.
Ain't that what they doing with all these changing the books and banning the books and changing into indentured servitude or voluntary assignments or what have you, volunteer work?
It sounds like it to me. And then one of my other favorites was God's people ain't that few. And he said, I just want to be on God's side, because there's God's side and the other side. And you know, as today is Sunday, and as we talked about in Sunday school, it really is that simple. I just want to be on God's side. I'm just saying. So
he also did say he wants to leave.
He wants to leave Hollywood with a virgin booty hole and no penis in his mouth. That's what he said too.
Also, very valuable lessons.
Clearly a valuable lesson on how, depending on how you want to live your life.
Right.
Because some people that might not be that, they might be
over deal. But I align to that, Kat. Yes.
I align to that. I don't know. So the internet is the gift that keeps on giving when it comes to this story. What has been some of the funniest things that you have seen? Or things that may have been revealed as this week has progressed, because y'all realize that was just Thursday.
I forgot. I had forgotten that it was just Thursday. I will say this, and I just got this one. Of course, there's a lot of the jokes that are being reshown, repurposed, spliced, and what have you. And the one Bominicious, I sent it to you all because I thought that is from Designing Women. Now listen, I'ma still laugh when said the entertainer gives the Bominicious joke. I'ma still laugh at it. But I was actually very shocked to see that was done on Designing Women. I mean, Meshack Taylor?
Meshack.
Okay. That one
not Shad, right? But me Shad.
And not a Bendigo. That one was a surprise for me. Mm-hmm. The other one that really shocked me was the realization when he talked about Steve Harvey doing his show and stealing Mark Curry's joke, but also the whole premise of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I was like, that show is right. It was very similar. The premise was very, very similar. Something that I had not thought about before Thursday. Mm-hmm. So those were two that really jumped out at me. Jessica, I know you had all the receipts.
First of all, the Hanging with Mr. Cooper one did hit me because that's like my dad's favorite show. Like, he to the point that he used to I was young, when Cooper was out. My dad loved that show so much. He used to lie to all the kids and say, yeah, I met Coop. I used to talk to Coop all the time. Fictional character. But he used to tell him, I know Coop, this is a real show. Like, it's about a real person. And I was like, it is kind of the same. One just taught PE and one just taught music, didn't it? Okay, all right. That hit me. And then when folks started posting the receipts from all the jokes, I was like, oh. Now I still like these people and I take nothing from them, but these jokes are looking, quite similar, quite stolen, but I'm neither the judge, but I am part of the jury, But I was like, okay, Cat may not tell all of the truth, but he didn't tell all lies either.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, again, this is what I know to be true. And so when I said about how the essence of things, so the facts are the facts. Now, his truth versus another comedian's or another person's truth or someone's experience is going to be different because all of us right now, the fact are we are all online at the same time. But our experience when we walk away and retell the story of this night's episode is our truth is gonna be different because we all different people. Okay.
Right.
So that I have no judgment or no critique and or criticism about any of that. I have no judgment, critique, or criticism about how one person might choose to pursue their career and another might not. But there is something to be said and to take away, and especially as a parent of young adults, about shortcuts. Right? Because even if someone helps you, and there's so many people talking about how Cat has given them the $1,000 handshake, the $5,000 handshake, or whatever. Even if somebody helps you, at the end of the day, you got to still put in the work. And he really is talking about putting in the work. But there are no shortcuts to success. You still have to put in the work. You might have help, you might have support. And there are some who take shortcuts. I'm not going to judge, criticize, or bemoan a shortcut. Honey, I like a shortcut every now and then because especially as Black women, we ain't had that many, okay? So I don't bemoan any of that. But I do understand that importance of putting in your work and doing your work. We also know that there are people who collude, collaborate, and create stories to make themselves feel better about those shortcuts that they have taken.
Sorry. I'm sorry. When you see the comments come up sometimes.
What?
That one. And she
I mean,
and this is my line sister and one of my best friends. So I can hear her saying this.
Well, he said there are 30,000 scripts. He said 30,000 scripts a year, and ain't none of them asked for Mr. Head country country talking somebody who but they could read off of a prompt. They could read off of a placard. I mean, it is what it is. But it is. We got to put in our own work.
Right.
So
we do. We definitely have to put in our own work. I think, and Patricia's comment here too, because we are going to hit on that. Obviously, we need to hit on that. These jokes are way more plagiarized than Dr. Gay's citations.
Can we talk about that?
Can we? Yeah, like for real, and for truth. The fact of the matter is, look, I don't bemoan you shortcuts. I don't bemoan how your what your rise is, right? What your journey is. Mm-hmm. But I think the main thing is, do you sleep well at night? That's the bottom line. And if you sleep well and you have no problem. Now, I did see the clip, and I actually remember the interview on The Breakfast Club where Kevin Hart was mentioning, Melanie Camacho and Lunel and saying that Cat Williams has never helped those women. Well, those women have said Cat Williams helped them. So I think, it's that was a little disingenuous as well. So I think at the end of the day, as long as if everybody feels good about their work product And they're like, yep, I took that joke, but I punched it up or I made it my own. If they feel good about it, then awesome. But I think what I also recognize is, it reminds me of a few years back when a lot of rappers were getting acting jobs. And the actors were like, how dare they? They are no thespians. I can't believe they're taking our roles. And it felt like, I think that when it comes to stand-up comedy specifically, Kat is a purist. Kat believes that you have to put in the long hours, do the work. He studied the greats, and many of them have. But I think that's where he has felt a certain way. Like, don't shortcut the work that I've done, because I've put in the work. And for you to say, in the case of the Ricky Smiley situation, that you were supposed to get this particular role, when I took from my personal experiences to make the role what it was. I can understand having some issues with that. And to Jessica's point, I'ma still like Ricky Smiley. I'ma still like Said the Entertainer. I'ma still like Steve Harvey. I'ma still like Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. But that doesn't mean you're above reproach and that people can't say maybe you did take some shortcuts at portions of your career. And I would dare to say Tiffany Haddish recently had some run-ins in terms of DWIs, and it's, as I recall, she was having this sort of internal issue, turmoil about not being funny. So, I mean, maybe she's gotten so off the course of doing the stand-up piece that, maybe there's some truth to that.
Perhaps. I don't know, sister, but I will tell you something. So what was that thing you just said about
don't ask me to say it again.
Girl, I can't remember what I had, what you just said, but it was leading into this next topic about shortcuts. And we got puppies too in the audience if y'all hear them.
Hey, puppies.
So also this week, since the receipts were falling like manna from heaven, documents from Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, came to the light. Now we're gonna drop a link in here so y'all can look at some of the names. Have y'all seen some of the names? Now, most of it were things we already knew, people we already knew about there, because these were names that are in the court proceedings and court documents from one Ghislaine Maxwell, her case. Mm-hmm. But y'all, who was new information to you?
Well, who was new information to me, but Cat Williams told us again, was Chris Tucker. Because Cat was like, we don't know this Chris Tucker. That Epstein Island Chris Tucker. So.
And that was before the Epstein documents dropped, right?
Right.
I had no clue. I was like, wait, what is he talking about? I was lost.
Apparently he saw the list, or he knew.
Because one thing he said he pays for information. Y'all heard him when he said I was like, oh, you over there like Harvey TMZ. Over at TMZ. You collected data and got files and stuff. Let me stay over here clean over here. Child, listen. So we knew about Bill Clinton being on in the documents. Of course, Prince Andrew famously. One Donald John Trump, we know about that. So those were not shocking or surprising. Chris Tucker, that was and there's, if you go back and look at old jokes that and again, like I said, Cat Williams is the through line to all of this. He said he was outing Harvey Weinstein and Michael Jackson before people were, and Michael Jackson's name is in the Epstein list.
But he did not get a massage, which I don't know what the package entailed. So
what was the package?
I don't.
He didn't get a massage. That's what it said. He didn't get a massage.
I don't know what I. Thankfully, I wasn't invited. So
Jessica, what say you? Anybody surprised you on the list other than Chris Tucker?
I need to fully go through. Once Kat, outed Chris, I was like, child, I don't. That's a little too much data for me. I need a second to absorb that before I go see who else is on there.
Okay, well, there is one
come
David
next to me.
Copperfield. Let me give y'all a couple names. Let me drop a couple
But
names. We know about
to
Bill
be
Clinton.
fair, David might have been doing magic tricks.
Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer who represented him. One Leonardo DiCaprio, who is up for a Golden Globe tonight. Stephen Hawking. That's what, as we were preparing for the show, that was the one who my daughter was like, wait, why are you looking like that, sister?
Maybe I don't know who Stephen Hawking is.
You know Stephen
That's
Hawking.
the only one I know. The one you thinking of.
The physicist, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't he?
Yes. Nope. Yes.
Okay.
So we dropped the link. Y'all go look at it. You go read the interview of some of this is taken from interviews from actual accusers and people who were as a part of defendants in the trial. Not defendants, plaintiffs in this trial. And some of them were young women who were trafficked. And so that's a lot of this is taken from those court documents, and it is there for you to see.
And it's serious business. Like, I don't want to like,
it is very serious. It is
not making light of the situation. Not. But I need to understand.
But when he dropped that word, but there's a cabal.
Yes.
It starts making you go, well, dang.
I have heard cabal like twice this week.
Ooh.
It's been a rough week. I would like to understand really quickly. When was this? Like Stephen Hawking, y'all gonna have to bear with me. Was this prior to him like getting?
No. It wasn't. He was in that condition for many, many, many years.
Okay. You know what? Got
it. He had a neurodegenerative disease. Stop it.
I know. And I'm just trying to figure out at what point did he go to the island?
He might have just flew on the jet. He might have just went to the house in New York. We don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're right. I didn't read, so maybe he just was present.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Audience, what do you say back here? The studio audience has some thoughts going on back here. They're processing like you. They're processing.
Yeah. I mean,
Al Gore, the one whose internet we sit on right now.
Well, here's what I will say. Apparently, it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat to do foolery. Because I'm just trying to figure out how these people can act like they can't get along in real life.
But there is a common denominator. Do you know what it is?
I mean, there's more than one.
I mean, Lil' Kim told you. First, you got to get the what?
It's money, power, respect.
Bam, there it is. Okay, that's all it's about. Money and power. Don't ever get that twisted.
Thank you, Patrice. She said I was cooked to see Stephen. I am too. I'm cooked. That's a great way of putting it. I'm cooked.
Okay.
Stick a knife in me because I'm done.
You're done. All right. Well, then let's go to another kind of through line. Because this goes to that thing about not allowing losers to rewrite history. Mm-hmm. On Saturday was the 3rd anniversary of January 6th. There was a President Biden had a speech and has been talking about and once again ringing the bell, raising the alarm about Do we want to have democracy? Do we want to have the ability to choose and elect and vote, or do we want to fall into autocracy because it is a very real possibility? I think people take for granted that the even this founding of this country was started in rebellion against their rulers and the one and of the the king, the British king.
Mm-hmm.
I think they take that for granted and forget that. So all of these ideals and these truths about freedom, about liberty, and about justice, and we know it hasn't always applied to everyone, but I think on this third anniversary, and as we get into the real heart in a couple of weeks, we will have the Iowa caucuses to be choosing to start the process of the Republican nomination. South Carolina, I believe, is the first state for on the Democratic side for their they don't do a caucus, they do a primary. So all of those things are beginning to take off, and what have you. But one thing Cat Williams said was winners do not let losers rewrite history. So what y'all going what we want to do with this?
I'm gonna let Jessica go first.
First of all, can I just say that the funniest thing, and this, my husband showed me this, the funniest thing that I heard January 6th called was the Claniversary. And I said, henceforth, it shall be referred to as the Claniversary. I'm sorry to those who were there and not members of said clan, but now you are affiliated.
Yeah.
It doesn't even seem like it's been that long, but I'm still in awe of like how they're still talking about it, as far as like we did a thing. And also be sad for us, that some of us are going to jail now, and our rights are being violated. Oh, like you violated people's rights when you tried to storm the Capitol. Like in this day and age, someone tried to storm the Capitol. That's crazy that we're even having to like deal with that, and and we saw it happen. We saw it real time all over the internet, all over our TVs. Like it's crazy. But yeah, the Claniversary is.
And one Mitt Romney, who is retiring from the Senate, who said, well, this democracy at risk is not a winning message. That was his message to Joe Biden, who we saw you running in the hall. We saw the man giving you the signal. The brother giving you the bad signal, like go the other way. We saw you running. You should be as appalled and alarmed and standing on some standards, since you so much of a faithful and Christian, upstanding. No, I forgot he's a Mormon. So let me move Jesus out of that. But nonetheless, you get what I'm saying.
He's standing on standards, just not the same ones you have.
Oh well, there you go. And it's the standard of what? The cabal. I'm gonna just leave it there. Yes, you got to tell us something. What you think?
Yeah, no, I am. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts, because I am still outraged that 3 years ago we saw hundreds of people raid the Capitol. We saw hundreds of people fighting with the Capitol Police. We saw them hitting police officers, macing them. We saw one person get shot, right? Happened to be a white woman. But there were hundreds of men there who participated in lots of despicable behavior. And I guess in my mind, it's so interesting how we live in this country where just the idea of saying that it was founded or built on racism is considered like shock and awe. It's appalling for us to say this, but I just wonder, had that group had a slightly darker hue, if the number of convictions would still be in the handful. I just wonder if
I think the convictions are a little bit the higher than that. Because,
higher than a handful. Okay.
Because so many people are taking taking the plea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it does not appear. Here's what I'm saying. More than 1,230 people have been charged with federal crimes. Roughly 730 people have pleaded guilty to charges, while another roughly 170 have been convicted of at least one charge. So 1,230 charged with federal crimes, 170 charged with at least one. That's what, 10%? Mm-hmm. Roughly. I just think that.
And that's the most successful in DOJ history.
Is that 10% or the 1%?
Their most successful prosecution?
Now I'm confused. Anyway, the point is that's their most successful. Mm-hmm. Some tell me if they was black or brown, the numbers would be astronomical.
Patrice has a comment right there. And what does it say?
Whiteness is undefeated. Yeah. And a lot of, yes. And that is the part that still baffles me. Like, how can you convince me that this country was not built on white supremacist ideology when you had a group of white supremacists storm your nation's capital, and 3 years later they're
still saying Trump won?
They're still saying Trump won. And let me get my numbers together, because I don't like to be messing up the math. 1,230
divided by
170, so 7%. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah. That's the part that just challenges me very deeply. If we stop pretending and start having some honest dialogue and conversation about the things that, we literally saw a black man be killed on video, more than one, but specifically when I think about George Floyd, be choked to death or knee on a neck and killed on video. And it was like there were still people acting like, well, what did he do? Mm-hmm. Now you see hundreds of people charge your nation's capital. You had folks running, scared, like you said, going in the opposite direction. And some of those same people were like, it was just a regular day. It was just a regular tourist group. Mm. The delusion kills me. The delusion has me just so messed up. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to take from this? What am I supposed to take from it? Maybe nothing.
So I think the key takeaway is, again, one of the favorite quotables from Cat Williams, like I said, he's the gift that keeps on giving, is that God people ain't that few. So we need to stand up and do something and be very loud and bold and say enough. Enough.
Yep.
Enough is enough, and too much stinks.
Yep. But I will say this. I think of January 6th still as Epiphany.
As Epiphany.
And there were a lot of epiphanies to be had this week and yesterday.
And if you don't know about the Epiphany, if you from South Louisiana, all you know is that, baby, that's king cake season. Oh, baby, it's Mardi Gras, it's carnival, because the balls were being had. I've already seen the folks and the pictures. It's that carnival season. but it is Epiphany.
It is
Patrice drops here that Officer Harry Dunn, he's retired, is running for Congress. I hope so. I hope more of those police officers who were in that fight on January 6th. I've been watching them, some of their interviews, books, and what have you. I hope more of them do run for public office, because enough is definitely enough. Now,
and we can't let losers rewrite history.
We cannot let losers rewrite history. Now, let's talk about when you is in front of you being sentenced for attempted battery and you decide to take a leap of justice.
Not a leap of justice.
I know.
He leapt for the justice.
He leapt for something.
He leapt for the justice.
For that judge's head, apparently. But
I mean, I was like, if it was attempted battery.
Can we roll the video for the folks who may not know?
I don't know. Can we roll the video?
I don't know. I'm sorry, PA. I'm asking for a lot.
You asking a PA to roll a video? She got to cue it up. She got to cue it up.
All right. Well, cue it up and we can keep talking.
But I was like, okay.
Of a man trying to attack a Las Vegas judge.
Assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk now. And Mike, this was all over a sentence the judge was about to hand down, right?
Yeah, Amy and Juan, this is very dramatic video, and it's just new into the newsroom here. Now, this person was in court for attempted battery, and during the court proceedings, the man lunges over the desk to the judge. Take a look at the video. Really incredible stuff. That goes on for quite some time as they try to get the man under control. His name is Deborah Redden. He's a 3-time felon. He was in this Judge Mary Kay Holthus's courtroom for sentencing on that charge of attempted battery with substantial bodily harm. This all happened around 11 a.m.
Pause right there, production assistant thing. Attempted battery with substantial bodily harm was what he was being sentenced for. And he said, I just want to show you.
Take it down, PA. Thank you.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to show you that it wasn't an attempt. I'm talking what I really could do.
If I wanted to hit him, I would have hit him.
I literally, when I just watched it, I'm not like, listen, that is not funny. That was terrible. He should not have done that.
She was hurt, but she's recovered. She's recovered and she's healthy and.
But I was like, he was offended. He was like, how dare you say attempted? Watch.
I'll bust you in your throat right now if I wanted to.
And it's like, the thing is, we talk about emotional control, emotional regulation. This young man is 30 years of age. At 30 years of age, you are in that state. And I don't know whatever she said, but nothing that she said when you are standing before the judge should have allowed you to or trigger you in such a way. But it lets me know that this is a pattern and a cycle. It's a cycle.
Absolutely. You didn't wake up the day you was going to court for attempted battery and bodily harm and say,
attempted battery with potential for bodily harm, and you said, "I'm gonna show y'all today."
Yeah, you didn't wake up like, this is the first day I'm gonna clown. No, you've been clowning, and you decided because here's the thing, we know so many times that people get off on these, like judges show leniency. This is the third time in the courtroom, judges show leniency. Sometimes if you act like you might have had some remorse or demonstrated some kind of shift or change in your life. No. He said, here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to tarnish my reputation as an abuser. I'm flying over the bench and not even sure what is his workout routine. Because baby, I can't launch like that no more. I can't take off like that.
Listen, I've never been an athlete in my life. Okay. He is an example of why I couldn't have been an athlete. Who was going to compete against him? Do you know the type of athleticism it requires to jump over a bench? I've never been in a courtroom.
And you got to understand, that's her, the bench she's sitting behind, but he's also standing.
Yeah, he launched like he jumped from feet planted, like he didn't need a trampoline.
That's literally, like, for real, the hops that he must have, because there's no running start. Like, he doesn't have that much room. He just had to instant go.
Right.
Listen.
Just talk about on site. He was like on site. And I'm just gonna say, as somebody who once did high jump, I never high jumped that high. And I was on the team. So just say.
Listen, I didn't do high jump. I couldn't get that leap. I couldn't get that whole backward turn thing. Triple jump, long jump, like you said. With all of them, you got a little bit of a start. I mean, I've done some hop ups, like jump, box jumps,
and be excited. I did that in when I used to do CrossFit, and dislocated my pinky finger, and that ain't good for AKA. So I ain't really been jumping on boxes like that since.
18 inches. That's all I can do on the box jump. Okay. 18 inches. I don't know how many inches that bench is. I know I couldn't have done it.
And take flight.
Yes.
And take flight.
Well, she wouldn't give him probation because clearly he jumps on people. No matter what's in the way.
Yeah.
Listen, boy, you're going to be big mad when you get this sentence, honey.
Right. Motivation gives you elevation.
Well, baby, he needs to take that and apply that to a different area of his life, because he about to go. He gonna be jumping from them prisoners, because he's going to jail. You going to prison, baby. You ain't even going to jail, because beating up on whoever you was beating up before was on some jail stuff. You didn't wait after the judge. Oh, you going to prison. So get your hops together, baby, because you're running.
As we said up front, Cat Williams said he had one goal in Hollywood, and that was to leave with what?
I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say it. But I appreciate his goal.
That might not be the goal when you leave prison. He might not make that.
It might be the goal, but it might not.
Might not make that.
You might fail that goal.
Yeah.
Oh, she gonna put you. She gonna make sure you.
Anywho, as we get ready to close, like again, y'all, it is just January 7th, and all of this has transpired this week. Oh, yes. Why? Have we hit the ground running or what? But it is the year of new beginnings, new revelations. Oh, all of that resurrection. Things are going to rise up. And I hope we as a people rise up. And one young lady got to rise up out of her prison sentence. Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard from Golden Meadow, Louisiana. If you don't know the story of Gypsy Rose, there's been a movie on her, documentaries as well. She was a young lady who her mother was poisoning her, said she had any number of ailments, and she had cancer. And from the moment she was a child through her life, the mother had what they call Munchausen by proxy at that point in time. And this young lady, she had appeared on even news stories and what have you because of her illnesses and what have you, but it all was a lie because her mother was poisoning her. And Gypsy plotted with a boyfriend who came into her life at some point as she was starting to mature and became into those teenage years. And later, I think even into her 20s. I mean, because she's 32 years old now. She was just released from prison.
I think she
but
served eight and a half years or so.
She
of her
served 8.5 years
sentence.
of her sentence, and she participated in the plot to kill her mother. And she regrets that, and you saw there's very much remorse and what have you. But the damage, because even with being poisoned, I was like, her development was stunted. So from a psychological, a mental, emotional, physical, every area of her life was stunted. And I don't know what this will look like for her, what life is going to look like for her. And she went to prison and got married.
Yeah, I'm about to talk about it.
I want to talk about it, sister.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit up here and act like marriage is the ultimate goal in life. But I'm not in prison. I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Gypsy Rose. Now you killed your mama or plotted to kill your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the man that you was with who killed your mama got a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
She married him. Oh, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
She don't even mess with him no more.
Nope.
Gypsy Rose got her a new man. The man is a special education teacher. He was writing to her. So the man said on The View that him and his friend, during the pandemic, they decided to watch streaming videos. The friend, and so they decided he was going to write, he watched Gypsy Rose's, the show about Gypsy Rose. He was going to write Gypsy Rose. The friend was going to write the Tiger King. The friend didn't never write the Tiger King, but he did indeed write Gypsy Rose and offered her the opportunity to contact him. And she did. And they are married. No, I'm just saying. I've never been to prison. I've never killed anyone. I didn't even plot to kill anyone. Gypsy Rose got a man, a husband.
Not just a man, a husband.
A husband. Man, do y'all know how to make me feel like God? I said, wow, Gypsy Rose got a husband. Okay, you know what? Hey, everybody there's a path for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And Gypsy Rose got a documentary, a book,
mm-hmm.
and a fictional episodic about her life.
And she's been on The View. And so when Cat Williams said God's people ain't that few, I mean, maybe Gypsy Rose is God's people, because honey, he said the blessings go, because he said the devil can't block nothing anyway, so the blessings gonna come anyway. Because I mean, I was like, man, maybe she blessed. I don't know, child.
And highly favored.
Highly favored, honey.
Somebody clearly favors her.
And
Jessica, what say you? Come on, sis.
And she's 32, so she still has time. Like, she still has runway.
You know, I like what Patrice said in the comments. There is a lid for every pot. I think that sums it up beautifully. If you are waiting for your person, they are out there. They are out there. You might have to go to prison. You might have to, travel the hallways and the highways and byways. But they are out there. There is this is encouragement for a lot of people. Like,
that's all I'm saying. It is
motivation.
Listen, motivation for elevation. What is it?
She elevated. She used prison as motivation to elevate into her marriage. Baby, listen, I'm not mad at it.
And tell me, Jessica, since you're not from our neck of the woods, have you ever heard of Golden Meadow, Louisiana?
I can honestly say I have not.
So
I
there
have,
you have it.
I have no clue what part of Louisiana that is in.
Gypsy Rose is probably the most famous person from Golden Meadow, Louisiana.
I don't doubt it. I
Mhm.
don't doubt it.
Oh well, you know what? Everybody has a path, highways, byways, and hallways. Okay. And sometimes prison cells. And
Yes.
little
That-
what are the little rooms where they come and visitation rooms?
Yeah. And as Patrice says here, there are some women who just know how to get a man down on one knee.
Well, okay. Jesus, can we talk?
Your skill was something else. That's all it was.
Them damn PowerPoint presentations. Okay, you know what? Next.
Well, I mean, that's really all we have for this evening, because how else could we hit this ground running? So
I will say one thing. One
Please
thing
say.
that Cat Williams did talk about that was very serious. So he did talk about growing up being a voracious reader. And while I may not agree with the number of books he said that he read as a child, I will say he made a very valid point that back in when he was growing up, because he was such a voracious reader, his parents used taking books from him as a punishment. That was a form of discipline for him. These days, it seems we want to discipline our children by taking the iPads and things from them and giving them a book like a form of punishment. He really did elaborate on, and how I love how he said it. We don't pay teachers enough, but then we say we really value children. And obviously, Dimitri and I, we've talked about that more than once on this platform, where it just doesn't seem to show. It really just doesn't seem to show in some of the behaviors and decisions that are being made by the adults that you value children. So I thought it was very poignant that he talked very much about illiteracy and the fact that he said Gen Z and Gen Alpha can't read.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they can't write in cursive.
They can't sign a signature. Yeah.
And it's because we have taken books away. He said when he was homeless, he spent time he went to the library, because he was down in the Miami area and it get hot. So he found a place to go for his refuge, and that was a place for refuge for him. So a lot of our children don't even have library cards. So I did think that was also a very poignant.
And when they're taking all the books out of the media center at your school, they don't even have books there for you to read.
That too. So
because they don't even call it a library anymore in our schools.
Wow.
It's called a media center. How about that?
So something to think about. Look, you say what you will about talk about hitting the ground running. Like we said, the Club Shay Shay, this particular episode is now over 30 million views, and Shannon Sharp definitely owes Cat Williams a check, not just for this episode, but then all the episodes that are going to follow, with people circling the block, coming back to say, clarify, say what I had said was, or to bring their own receipts,
or people who are going to go back and watch those episodes that they didn't watch, or all those episodes that from the people they all going to get watched. All the views are going up, all the subscriptions are going up. So Shannon Sharp, give that man a check.
Absolutely.
And Kat said it. Kat said, "Oh, they all gonna spin the block now. Like, this is gonna be your biggest episode. They're all coming back."
And he also said Oprah is next. So we'll see if Oprah shows up at Club Shay Shay.
Well, any of them are all welcome on Hey Sister. And we want to thank you all for tuning in tonight and joining us. Hey, the studio audience is in the background giving us some applause. So you make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe. You tune in every Sunday. And thank you, Jessica, our sister from another mister, for being with us this evening. And we look forward to catching y'all on the other side. So good night, everybody.
Peace.